like the numbers were about what they were. Well,
I looked at what was spent last year,
okay.
and that would make our budget work for next year.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, I don't know if John will let us put grants in the fire department.
Okay, yeah, because your numbers and my numbers are the same, except I do have the grant written down here.
Yeah, and I wrote grants down,
On both of them as well.
but there's only one grant involved, the 23,500, not times two.
Okay, so it'll be 11,250. That would be 11.
Well,
Seven.
we only have one
750.
account.
Okay.
And the other thing is, Bird City has already published their budget. They didn't put anything in there for fire department. Now, St. Francis, in the past, has always published their budget with at least 6,000 in there for fire department.
Okay.
I think what we need here is an interlocal agreement between the two cities, and I think the county should be able to pay half of the training needs of the two fire departments, which to me is reasonable because part of the time they're going to be rural fire and the rest of the time will be within inside of their city.
Okay.
I think that would be a
Well, I think
good
the
way to resolve the problem.
I think the numbers that you've got are going to be a good number to start off with.
Well, I think if we feed numbers like this to John, we can get a revised copy of this document here, and it'll come out a lot better
Right.
for us.
All right. Well, we're on the same page because our numbers are the same then. Okay. What else? You have that?
I got it, but I ain't found it.
I'll leave this out if you wouldn't mind. Okay. And what else? 2 o'clock is when he'll be
And
here.
of course, I moved that in my notebook the other day, so I know just where it was at.
See, I pulled mine out because I didn't want to keep flipping back and forth.
Deb, have you got any information on the ballot machine or whatever you were going to check with ADA and have it, or no?
No, because I won't go to that meeting until July the 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll know that at the end of the month, so.
There you are, the last one. Isn't that always the truth?
The way it works. Let me see your numbers.
District 1.
See, there's two of them. There's a St. Francis and Bird City.
So it's just.
Okay, I used this one, but
That's August 23rd, not July 23rd.
Okay.
I think I see July. August the 23rd in Colby is
Okay,
that meeting
what-
with ES&S.
what-
Okay, I got
is-
that one. Let me look and see if I got it.
What's the, because I'll try to
No, I
find out,
adjusted
because I
these a
wanna
little
know
bit
the budget, because
over the weekend because I looked to
When I
see
was looking at this, I
what
was
they were
comparing
spending last year.
from 13
But the bottom
on,
line is going to be the
and
same.
13 at 7,500 and it's 49,000 now, and I've got to get some numbers before,
Right.
because if not, we need to change this. So, what is it called?
ES&S.
ES&S. And who would I contact to find out?
And I can contact him too. It's Chris Curlin is the one that called me.
Okay.
You know, I was going to get some numbers from him. That's why I was sharing about the meeting in Colby
Right.
with you, so that you guys had an opportunity to see.
Right, but we need the numbers now, because when the taxpayers look at this and they say, why did we only spend $7,500 for election in 2013 and we're doing $49,000 in 17?
Well, part of that is the new election equipment. Part of that is budgeting for
This is what I
re-elections.
came up with.
I understand
And
that.
the bottom
where's this
total-
Okay,
located?
then we're all on the same page.
The
and that's what he's got.
ESNS
Yes.
company.
Okay.
I hadn't factored it.
It's our
Grace
election
on that
systems
one.
and software.
Well,
Okay.
go ahead and
I
total
will-
that, just to make sure.
I just
Check that.
did.
Oh,
I mean, in my head. You
Oh,
want
these
the
are mine.
calculator.
Okay. Ed, you okay with that?
Yeah. Yep.
and 25,500.
Okay.
That's what it said.
So I spread that just a little different than what you guys had, but the total is the same.
Right, but if
Okay.
it's going to go into one account, it doesn't really matter, correct?
Pardon?
Since it only goes into one account, it doesn't really matter.
Not really.
Okay.
It'd just say maybe reallocating in the future, but
Okay. All right.
do you want to go with this then for fire department?
Tentatively, yes, until we hear
Okay.
from them Friday, see what they're thinking. And what do you guys have next?
We've got Amanda here. Why don't we look at appraiser?
Okay, Amanda, come on up.
That the new file or the old file?
You have your stuff?
Nope, I got it right here,
Okay.
and I guess I've got the original. I ran copies for you guys.
That's okay.
And I
Do you
guess,
have a copy?
No, the original, that's
Yeah.
You
mine.
want to go copy this then?
I can just give you this one.
If you don't mind, I'd prefer to have the original because I have the originals
Okay.
And I'll just
that
run
they
copies
sign
myself
off on.
this, Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess what I did was, on the second page, went back on 14 actual, 15 actual, and kind of what was budgeted on that second page
Good.
there. And it seems like we've been budgeting kind of high in commodities. And so I lowered that this year. Contractual, I increased it some. I'm a little unsure. The state has lost employees left and right, and I don't know how much assistance we'll have there. And then Senate Bill 280 that they passed requires on commercial properties, let's say, Brett, since you have a commercial property, you don't like the value that we put on it, you can request that the county conduct a fee appraisal on it. So,
Okay.
and I don't know what those run, $500 maybe? Just trying to, I don't know how that's going to affect the next year.
Okay. Your budget looks good to me.
Yeah, that didn't go up only but about 1%.
1%.
Yeah, I looked at this over the weekend also.
Okay.
I used,
Tell me that I wouldn't have figured.
I figured you'd ask me, so I figured it before I came in.
So you did what I'm doing on a lot of them. I started looking back and it's
Trying
pretty
to
shocking.
Because
So,
like I said, the commodities, we really haven't. I don't want to cut it too low, but I
Okay.
still think we can trim back there. And
good. I like seeing budgets like this. Any questions, gentlemen?
not really. On the personnel, I think we could safely cut a couple thousand out of that if we're going by that 2% rule.
I know you do. And looks like your budget's doing good as well. I'm sorry, Rodney, I didn't fill that out.
It's okay.
Don't I need to sign?
Shut it. Yeah.
I'll sign and
Now
run a
that-
copy for myself.
Is that
and
the
then-
one that's signed by all of us? Because that goes to the,
And I need to sign it, so I'll
Oh,
sign it,
okay.
run a copy for myself, and bring it back to her. That's all right.
There you go. Get her done.
Thank you, Deb.
You're welcome. I'm going to have Shirley call ES&S and see if she can get
That
us some
would be
numbers for you
great.
today.
Here, Rodney, you want me to come through for you?
no, that's okay. I'll catch up at home. On this document here, John used the last year figure for personnel. So if you check in there, no, I think you got the wrong one, Brent.
I've got 16.
Now,
You
in
want,
your-
you want this?
I ran a new copy. John had sent me the preliminary figures. After your last meeting, I sent those figures off to the auditor in your stack of papers. Right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There's that, and then here's some budgets that still need to be looked at.
Okay, thank you. Okay. And you're saying under personnel?
Yeah, he used the same figures last year. So just look at ambulance here, look at your personnel line.
Which page? How far back here?
It's on page, well, it's the back of the second page. There
Okay,
you
gotcha,
go.
gotcha, gotcha.
There you go.
Okay. Personnel services, you say you kept the same, no, he raised that. No, he did keep it the same, okay.
And you can see he wrote his figures in right here, so.
Did we ever get a budget from Reed?
No, just what was in your folder here. Yeah. No, it should be in the front of your folder for reading.
Yeah, I had this all out, looking through the budget, so it's probably in the back here.
Okay.
No, but it's in there. I seen a while ago. Because I still can't find mine, but I know it's in there. Give me a piece of it.
Thanks. Rodney, did he carry over the other, everything's the same except he carried over the 152, is that right? Yes.
Yeah, all of these figures are the same.
Okay.
Let me see, what did you have?
I-
Is this yours?
Yes, that one's
Okay. 72, 30, 40, 37, 5, okay. And of course, he left personnel blank, and John slipped the figure from last year in there. And he come up with 306,300. Does that sound good to you
That
guys?
sounds good to me.
Yeah, because on his personnel in June, he was at 51.22, but,
But we had that bad March because he was sick, so,
right, so,
you
yeah.
know, okay.
But they still had employees covered, so what was that figure? Yeah, I'll let you write it in there.
That figure was 152 for the personnel services. Contractual is 72,300. Commodities is 40. Current transfer to equipment reserve 37. Total capital outlay 5,000.
See, I just wrote it
Yeah, okay.
in like, that's the way I've been keeping track of it. Okay. So that's,
And now I find it.
Is that what you got for the photo?
Yep. What do you have?
Okay. And you guys are okay with all the numbers?
yeah,
For ambulance, okay?
The only note I had on that, gentlemen, was the what the cost is going to be for the EMS program that we're going to need to run, and that's where we're going to see a reduction. Once we do that, the personal services will go down some. But he's probably going to pull that out of there anyway.
What's your next one? Your bottom line, 306, 300, right? Because he didn't put it in.
yeah, right.
Well, that's what I had before I wrote it on his master copy here. I figured I better put it in. Oh, I see you put it down there. What's next?
Oh, how about employee benefits? I think we
Is
can
that
take,
another one or what we got today?
It's got to be the one we got today, 'cause I don't remember seeing that at all.
Didn't have the sheriff when I sent these figures off.
Isn't it?
New one as of today. I like it, left page store.
Perhaps in general.
The only area that I kind of reduced was health insurance by 40,000, which is almost $1 million.
Okay, but what is the actual health insurance quote that we have? Because I got a hold of Blue Cross, and they're going to be calling me, so I'm going to request a quote from them. What is the quote from Freedom Claims United Healthcare? 'Cause
Well, she told us, I thought,
Yeah, that's what they came to the
That was
meeting.
gonna go up 10%.
10%, was that going to be
yeah.
610 is what that was going to be
Yeah.
then?
so,
Did you-
well,
Wait till
what I
know
did,
what
I took into consideration, we hired 2 new employees this year. So there's two people that weren't accounted for in last year's figures. And that's why I would have taken a little more out of there, but. Oh, and I took 1,000 out of life insurance because I looked back a few years and we have not been using near what we've been budgeting. But again, we have 2 new employees, so I don't want to put us into a situation where we run a negative.
Why are we up, so we're up from 12,200 to 64,000, and then we're 122. What's going on with the Social Security? Why is that so high?
That I don't know.
I have a error on that page. I'm sitting here, I had a lot of interruptions this morning. You're looking at the employee benefits.
Yeah,
Okay, that should be, the life insurance should be 8,700. I have an extra 0 in there. And there was one other one that I thought, so change that, the life insurance, the actual for 2015 should be
Right.
8,700.
what, on the Social Security, actual for 2015 is
And no,
12,200.
that's the other one. There should be another 0. It was the same. You budgeted the same in 2016 as you did 15. There should be an extra 0 there.
Should be the same, 122 grand.
Okay,
Yeah. And so that's going to, for 2015, according to the budget, the total employee benefits should be $1,623,298.
Rodney, can I see your numbers again, please?
What'd you say that figure was?
$1,623,298
For 16,
for actual I'm in the wrong column. 1,032,600 for 2015.
Yeah, that looks more like my page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. But the calculation I did, you need to add another 0 to the Social Security and take away a 0 on the life
That's
insurance.
both on 15.
Yes,
Correct.
that's just a typo there. Because it was the same. And then when you get into 2016, I think those were all good.
What'd you do there? Did you go up 2% on the end of this? Or did you
Well,
just leave it?
remember, we took
Cost of
the
insurance that we're-
pay sheet
that we will
in a
run
month,
through December.
and we did that. I just
Do you know what
rounded
that
it up
number is? For some reason, I thought
because it was
five-
like
gonna be around
$400
$534
difference.
or something
Okay,
like
and what you do on
Do you
that?
want that
Has he
annual
got your
report
paper?
that they provided? Is that what well, the health insurance,
For some reason, I think
Hang
Rob was
on,
right.
Rob.
I think that's the number that they said, so. Is that what you had, especially with the raise? Okay. All right.
You and I looked at this last week.
All right.
Okay, employee benefits. What I did is took this figure up. What did I put over on that sheet there?
For employee, what do you,
Bottom line number.
I don't know, I didn't hear you what you're looking at.
610?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The health
Yeah.
insurance.
See, I upped that just a little bit.
Okay.
And that will account for the increase if you're.
Well, yeah, with two
And the
new
extra.
employees.
Okay.
And that was figuring in a 10% increase. So I figured both
Right.
things.
And I'll get, Alejandro isn't with Blue Cross anymore, but as soon as I get in contact with them,
Okay.
I'll let you guys know. And
Do you know who your new representative is?
I think it's Jane, but I didn't even get a last name. She's supposed to call me.
Okay.
Home for the aged.
We better figure out if we got to sign this or not, Rodney.
Oh,
I got to total it up still. $469,970. Is that right? 469,770.
yeah, 770.
Yeah, said that.
Let me go make those two corrections, and then I'll get a clean copy for you to
Okay.
sign off on.
Okay, thank you.
Just a second.
Are you guys all okay with that as numbers? Rodney, are you okay with those numbers?
1,018,770.
Oh, yeah.
I added him when he's right.
Okay.
If you wrote down the same thing he did.
Yeah, I did, but I didn't get a zero in there. Okay.
So we cut, what, out of there? That's 18,000 we took out of that.
Good.
So we're getting there.
Can I point one thing
Yes.
out?
18,9 bucks.
On this draft budget,
Mhm.
where it lists all the different departments in the general, the sheriff's department isn't using any of these here for the figurines.
Okay.
It's not.
What's that?
The sheriff's department isn't on this.
It's listed in the listing here before the departments, but it's not in the department order.
I corrected that one.
Just an FYI.
Okay.
Okay.
Did he create a fund in the back of that, Dolores? Did you notice?
I didn't find
See,
anything.
on the second page, he shows it for proposed budget for 17.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Yeah.
The second page,
Yeah.
but if you go in here.
Yeah.
to the different
Yeah,
departments, it's-
he hasn't got it in the department.
It isn't
And I
itemized.
see where he separated it out
Yeah.
either, but that wasn't one of them we were talking about separating. It was home for the age ambulance that we're talking about separating. fire departments that you guys decide what you want it to be on?
They're coming in Friday, so we can, yeah. What do you have? Next. Home for the Aged.
Okay, if you look at this new document, 6 mills for next year, if you run across from the hospital, you'll see that it's $264,951. So I used that figure right off of here for the Home for the Aged. I'm assuming that the vote goes against the building and preparing the budget
Accordingly.
for that contingency. If the vote is in favor, then obviously we'll have to get with John and change it.
Okay. I don't know why I put Home for the Aged. Thank you. Ever get just too many papers? So that's why I talk to myself. That was in the
We need to get coasters, goddammit. We need to get coasters with that wet spot
Is
too.
that in our new stuff or old?
That was in the new one. That was the only other one in the new one that I seen.
I did.
Rodney, could you explain to me your comment on the Home for the Aged? Regarding the results of the vote?
I think basically, what did, on the Home for the Aged is what she's asking you?
What was it, can you explain your comment on the Home for the Aged regarding the vote results?
Well, I'm assuming that the vote doesn't go through, so we just budget the way we would normally
Right.
for the 6 mills that's in the contract.
If it goes through, why would we change anything?
Well, then we have to create a bond fund category, and the money, the bulk of that money would have to go into that account to pay the bond interest and debt.
Isn't the 6 mil supposed to be what's going to make that payment?
Does that make sense to you?
Well, I think she's right. That's what 6 mils
We
should come in to
shouldn't
pay the
have to make
interest
any
and the payment.
changes to it, whether it goes or doesn't go, because this is 6 mils that was voted on back in 2011.
I don't understand.
You're assuming that the 6 mills to the Good Sam goes to the Home for the Aged for the new building if it goes through. Is that what you're asking?
The Home for the Aged is 6 mils, right?
Right. That's what Jeff said up here, but what kind of, I'm wondering who's going to run the Home for the Aged? Does anybody know? Because if we give it to out of town, if it's not,
We'd have to put it out for bid to
Yeah.
manage it.
if we're gonna spend county dollars on that. I'd like to see some money come back out of it,
Yeah.
instead of going.
Well, I think that's
up
what
North
North
Dakota.
Dakota's getting at, 6 mils that we give them now should cover the interest and the,
Yeah, it shouldn't be changed whether it's voted for or not voted for.
The 6 mills has already been allocated for.
For
The-
Good Sam.
It has,
For
Home for the
For Home
Aged.
for the Aged, whether it's,
Okay.
for whatever.
Yeah,
whether it's upkeep on the apartments or upkeep on the buildings or new construction, it's 6 mils. And
yeah, we shouldn't have
I-
to change that.
Should
it's
not
under the
change.
impression,
Contract with Good Sam is what it says that in. So I think Good Sam thinks they're gonna get the 6 mils regardless.
Well, I think that's what they're thinking, but I'm thinking they ain't right.
See, that's why I printed you that resolution. The resolution 1106, I
Yeah.
believe it was. And I also printed you a sample of the ballot for your information.
Right.
So that you knew
Right.
what the 6 mills were allocated for. I mean, that's already in there.
Well, my concern is this, is we're gonna have to be real clear with Good Sam on that, because coming up on, excuse me, I'm trying to get this pulled up, coming up on Friday, we will have, as of then, a loss of $98,616 at the village. And if they would continue that trend, they're gonna use that 6 mills up real quick coming next year. And so if they assume that they get that is strictly for maintaining our facility, we're gonna have a dogfight.
yeah.
So we have to clarify that. I know their contract comes up due next July, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So, I'm currently.
Is
kind
it
of
in 17 or 18?
17, I believe, because we signed it my first July I was in.
And with your Home for the Aged information, I printed you a sheet that looks like this,
Yeah.
and I highlighted.
Yeah, I saw that sheet.
That went with the Home for the Aged page.
But you know what I'm saying on that, right?
Yeah, I know what you're
That's
saying.
been that's what I've
Because-
said from day one, to keep this 6 mil, and they're using it for the village. I cannot guarantee, because everybody wants me to guarantee we're gonna have so much money into this fund by a
You're
certain
exactly
date,
right.
and I'm sitting here going, I don't know what circumstances are going to happen. I can say this is the amount that we transfer, but I can't say how much is gonna be guaranteed for this project.
Right. Well, unfortunately, it almost sounds like if it does go through, we're gonna be subsidizing up to 12 mils. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Because if we're on the hook for a loan, we want to get that paid so we don't pay the interest. And then if Good Sam, per that agreement, says, no, you owe us 6 mils. And that's where the dog's sleeping in the doghouse. So.
Now, am I understanding correctly, the payments won't come until the project's complete and turned over if this is voted on. Is that right?
I think that's
So
all it is.
it's like
Is that
2
correct?
years before we, to accumulate enough money to make payments for that.
I'm not sure on that part. I'm sorry. Deb, do you know anything on that?
I have to go back and do some research.
This, for a tentative proposal,
I'm gonna wait until after the vote to write anything down. I think that,
I think we'd be better off, like you said, wait till after the vote.
wait for the auditor.
Wait till after they vote on it and we can go.
Well, you're pushing, okay, you're just pushing the report down the line. Keep in mind, we have a commitment with the state to have this done and in their hands on the 24th of August. Or is it the 25th?
estimates the 25th
Okay,
of August.
We're
so,
we're way over halfway
Okay.
done, so I'm not worried
Well,
about
the
that.
home for the age is gonna be 6 mil no matter what the vote is. So
Right.
that's not gonna change.
So you can go ahead and hand that to the auditor, because
Yeah.
we.
yeah, we can fax it to him and he can.
No, you can, we can go ahead and give that to him today,
Oh.
because we can say that's Good Sam, but my point is at some point, it could be 12 mills realistically, depending on.
Vote.
Well, that's, if it goes through, if they vote yes, it could potentially be.
That's
You
not
have to vote on the actual.
No.
not it.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
The way I understood it is, the contract we had signed with Good Sam was up to 6 mills we'd subsidize a year.
The mill levy has already been established
Okay.
for the home for the aged, and that, the resolution that was presented was for the building of or the maintenance of, if you read that resolution. So that
1601, is that right?
No, it wasn't 16, I think it was 11, 11, 6 maybe?
The good thing is you're self-sufficient, and then the 6 mills is something, whatever the board decides to
That was.
manage properly.
Yeah, that was basically for helping if they needed the help to get this
Right.
rebuilt and going on after the
And the
fire
first-
happened.
Yeah, in the first few years, when they were showing $100,000 profit, we all thought that money was going to come back to us. It didn't. It stayed up in
Yeah,
South Dakota.
I don't think that contract got written quite.
Okay, resolution.
I would agree.
Yeah, resolution 1106, it says, "The question of whether or not to make an annual tax levy for the purpose of creating a special fund to be used in acquiring a site for the building of a home or homes for the enlargement of or addition to the home already established, and for equipping, repairing, remodeling, and refurnishing a such home or homes, enlargements or additions, or for any one or more of such purposes shall be submitted to the voters of Cheyenne County, Kansas. A home for the aged means personal care homes, boarding homes, and nursing homes." That's the wording on the resolution that established the question. And then the question on the ballot was, shall the county of Cheyenne County, Kansas levy a tax not to exceed 6 mills for a home for the aged? So, I can make copies again if you guys would like copies of this resolution, but this resolution established the question on the ballot. So, the 6 mil, and it passed. So there's going to be 6 mills allocated for a home for the aged.
So unless it was specifically stated in the contract with Good Sam, I don't believe we have any commitment to Good Sam, the company itself, for that 6 mil. It's for this county to use for whatever we need to provide for our aged.
I need to look at the contract again. I just think if we allocate 6 mills to the building or construction of a new building, we're essentially saying to Good Sam, this is going to be yours to operate. And that just kind of concerns me, but I may be wrong. And that's
No, I have the same.
because we're going to have to look at that come next July really hard.
It's paragraph 9.
So, we do 6 mills on that home for the aged, and that's what we figure.
Yeah,
Okay.
and put it on hold.
Okay.
But
Actually, we don't put it on hold, it doesn't
Huh?
sound like.
Says to be determined
We can't
annually.
change it without another election to change the levy, so
Well, this contract says to be determined annually.
the contract with Good Sam.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing that is, isn't it, with the
Yeah,
Evangelical
that's-
Society. But if we say 6 mills, that's all I get.
yeah,
And that's what you had figured here, right? It's just 6 mills.
Yeah, using that figure there, which is, it's in this document here. He may have spread it a little different, but see, there it is right there.
Well, I'm not concerned with how he spread it out, just
Yeah.
what the bottom line was.
Looks like it increased a little bit, probably because he's looking at an increase in the mill levy. The contractual services went up 10,000.
So that matters how you read it.
Well, but he didn't allocate any, and really you don't need anything for commodities in Home for the Aged because most of the things that we pay out of that are a contractual service anyway. Oh, that's what he did. He moved, from 2016, he moved that up into contractual services, so that didn't change. And then the capital outlay
He raised it up
raised it up just a little bit. Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm sure that's based on the mill levy that he was figuring as of these current figures.
Mhm.
So they probably are going to get a little bit more based on the mill levy.
Okay. What do we have next? Courthouse General, is that what you have next?
Yeah,
Nice. Hey Rodney, do you care if I take that and read that?
pardon?
Can I take this and read this?
It's the only copy I got, but I'll get another one from
We can make-
Deb, yeah.
Okay, I'll have her.
Yeah,
make
go
it.
ahead.
Okay.
I'll have the girls.
I'd like to also have Nicole look at that.
Good idea,
Okay.
look at it. Is this a new one or an old one?
Courthouse
We had it in
General.
the file.
No, it's new. It is new.
Okay.
Was there some errors in that or
I
what?
think we did grounds last time.
But it isn't in here.
Yeah, well, I think we did too. I know we did.
What's that?
No.
The building maintenance thing.
No.
But it isn't in here.
We did building maintenance, but we didn't do Courthouse General last time.
It's in the
Yeah.
list, but it's not in the breakouts in the general.
So,
Maybe that's why we figured the mills so low.
yeah, I think he was doing some changing and that's why it's a draft.
I think we need to cut this one quite a bit, because we've only used 26,000 out of it.
Which one?
Courthouse General. And this has been the one I've been really watching.
Why was that set so high?
Pardon?
Why was
This-
this set so high?
This is kind of your buffer
This
account
is,
in case of emergencies.
and last year when John was here, that's where, in preparation of the tax lid, he
Mhm.
recommended that the board start to build a little bit of cash
In
basis.
the general fund?
That's
In-
to
We've
help
used-
with this, the elevator,
Uh,
the windows, all of the things that are.
Boilers, wasn't there a need, or we thought there was a need for the repair of one of the furnace boilers?
Yeah, I mean, these are
included in
things
it.
that we're gonna be, it's gonna help start putting a little money
Yeah.
away each
Oh,
year.
I know
to
we're
help
gonna have some
with-
legal out of that too, but
Yeah.
I don't know
If
that
we
we're
have
gonna.
cases, that would be
Yeah.
out of there too.
But
What
also
did he
as-
recommend for a buffer though?
Huh?
What did he recommend for a buffer?
Well, I
I don't
I was
believe,
talking to Nicole.
I don't know if
She
Shelly
did.
gave you like a listing of,
This isn't Shelby's budget.
I know.
See, right now, he's recommending the same amount.
We're
And
aware.
then we kind of just
Okay.
Do a little bit of a
put a little
challenge.
bit of
Right.
time away to do all of these projects because they're becoming emergency projects pretty soon.
Right, I would agree.
And so that was what this is for.
Okay.
And
Well,
the cases, just like I said.
okay.
And also when
We
get-
talked to Carol Solper about taking some of the money out of this, didn't we? And making a grant-funded item to where we could put money just, and
25
identify it for
$25,000.
grant expenses?
$25,000 is what.
Well, if we're going to have 23,500 for the fire department, what I was looking at was taking 50,000 out of courthouse general and talking to John when he gets here and putting that into a category called grant expenses. Does that make sense to you? In other words, it's budgeted money.
You know,
You'd,
so you wouldn't take it, you wouldn't budget for them in each of the different departments' budgets, you would just have a
Lump sum.
lump sum grant,
well, that's what they did back in 2014
not here.
with the budget.
Not here, they didn't.
I got the budget here. I looked it up.
What is it?
Didn't they have audited it that way?
It's under other.
I know that they talked to me about trying to get things moved out of general.
That's last year's, right?
Right. Well,
See here.
for this year,
Okay.
Let's cut 5 mils. What do you think?
What'd you come up with?
Ooh, there's our man.
Hello, sir.
Hi, John.
Rodney,
Pardon?
let's cut that much out. That'll be 5 mils. That'll still give us legal, it'll still give us like elevator.
What happens if one of those two trials goes to a full-blown thing? Where are we going to pull the money from?
John, do you need anything?
Huh?
Do you need any extension cords or,
I think I should be all right. Is plugging right there?
Mhm.
Okay.
yes,
We'll see if I can reach it.
okay.
See, that would, okay. I gotta get my calculator back up. I got a new phone, please bear with me. Okay, if we go, say 43,000 times 5, okay, minus 6,200,000.
Did you make printouts?
We'll still have
Yes, I did.
$405,000 there, guys. That's gotta be enough when we've only used 26,000 out of 596. I wanted to cut 10 mils when I came in.
It's a good question for maybe a little consultation from John.
John, we're gonna take a quick recess to the bathroom. We'll be right back.
That'd be
Thank you.
great.